I don't know, dude. What do you want to do this week? I mean, we got a tank we could do.
I really don't want to review another tank.
Ever?
No, I don't know.
Just not this week?
Just not this week.
What about you got that Emmett?
You've never even used the Emmett.
I know. Well, that's true. How are we going to do a review on something I've never really used? We could do a juice review.
Juice reviews.
I don't know, dude. Like, what do you want to do? You know, I mean... Ah! It fucking hurt! What?
You alright, man?
I got it. We're gonna review the Recoil. What up, YouTube? Welcome to In Between Two Beards. I'm Justin, aka Dub.
I'm Ryan.
And today we are doing something a little bit different because we haven't done one before, and we are doing an RDA review. And what better RDA to start with than the Recoil from Grimm and OHMBOY OC?
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know how many people know or care, but I'm a builder. I love to drip. I use tanks at work, but when I'm at home, I never use a tank unless it's a rebuildable. I don't like selling tanks.
I really just got started.
Trying to get him into this, so that's, if anyone's ever wondered why don't they do anything rebuildable, that's kind of why, because he's just getting into it. So I'm super excited to get into this. Okay, we know this RDA has been out for
I don't give a shit.
Almost a year now. Doesn't matter. It's amazing.
It deserves a review.
Another spoiler, sorry, we love it, and there's no way around that. So,
but I want to go into, like I said, with this being our first RDA, I figure we're just trying to structure this in a way like, what would I want to know out of an RDA review? So we're going to try to do our best to accommodate that. I mean, and basically give you guys the pros and the cons like we normally do, but. We're going to let Ryan go down into this, get inside of it, show you what comes in the box and everything else, and we'll see you in a minute.
Yep. Guys, here's a quick up-close and unboxing of the Recoil RDA by Grimm and OHMBOY OC. Packaging is awesome. I love how simplistic it is, but pull the lid off. Obviously, your Recoil is going to be right here. This is the Bro flavor cap with the 2.5mm airflow holes. Obviously, the Bro Clouds cap has a 3mm airflow hole. Then you've got a bag of extra O-rings and screws in here. And that's it. That's the packaging. Right here is the black Recoil, which is Dub's. And I'm super jealous and I hate him. Because I have the stainless one, which is still a beautiful dripper, but I bought it when it first came out, and that was the only color that was really available. So, anyway, you've got your drip tip up here, and then you've got this top cap that you can pull off here so you can drip your juice if you don't want to drip down through the drip tip itself. And then, obviously, you can pull your top cap off. The one thing that I know they did on purpose, and they did it right, were the O-rings on this thing are awesome. Can't even say enough about the O-rings on this RDA, because they've got the perfect amount of tension to them. Like, they're not crazy, but they're not so loose that you just can't get your top cap off. Mine was a little bit tighter, still is. So I actually took one of the O-rings off on mine, but that was just to make it a little bit easier to get the top cap on and off. But yeah, so again, there's the difference in the two colors there. These come in a plethora of colors now, but we've got obviously just these two. I'm going to put his away because he's got a build on there. So yeah, you have your drip tip is removable. Alright, so it's a little bit of a trick. I actually had to use a screwdriver off camera to get that off. But yeah, you got your dual O-ring there. Again, it's like a sleeve style drip tip. But then yeah, that pops right back on there. And then you've got your barrel. Again, this is the Bro Clouds cap, which both of us just prefer the airflow. The airflow is just stellar. Take that off, and here's your deck. I've seen some reviews where guys complain about this deck being difficult to build on, and I just don't understand why. This deck is beautiful. It's beautifully the machining. Again, keep in mind mine's almost a year old, so you know it's going to be a little bit scratched up and everything. But the machining is gorgeous. I love the flathead screws. if my camera will focus. The flathead screws are awesome. The way the deck is offset makes it so easy to just slip your coils in there. But yeah, you've got your peak insulator there for your positive post, and then the negative posts are milled into the deck. Take this off. On the bottom, you've got your hashtag GrimmyOC, or GrimmyOC, I've heard it said both ways. Your positive pin here, which does protrude out enough to use on a hybrid mech mod. I don't personally use hybrid mech mods, but there you go, you can absolutely do that. And then a serial number there. And that's pretty much it as far as the components of the deck itself. But again, yes, the deck's a little bit smaller than something like the Goon or the Twisted Messes or some of those, but you can still fit a pretty nice build in here. And I am actually going to go ahead and throw a build in here just to show that you can fit decent sized coils. I have these Interlocking Aliens by Twisted Sista. She's a builder on Instagram. We ordered these a couple weeks ago, and she sent them right out, and it comes in this little fancy package. These coils are awesome, but they are, as you can see, a 6 wrap, and they're around a 3 millimeter post, and they fit in here just fine. It's a little tight. It's a little bit tight, but they do absolutely fit just fine. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and throw a build in here. I'm gonna speed this part up just to save on some time, but yeah, we're gonna get right at it. Airflow up with the coils there, and pop it right down. Now, kind of the crowning achievement, in my opinion, on this RDA is the airflow. Just the way that it goes straight, kind of down at an angle and right at the bottom of the coil. And I try to build to where the airflow hits right at the bottom and then right back up into the mouth. And I can kind of show you on this one. Still might be kind of tough, but just the way, again, the black one's not going to show up at all. But anyway, again, the way that the airflow just goes right in under the coil and up is just, it makes the airflow so smooth and so, the flavor is amazing, and the clouds this thing puts out is amazing, and just, yeah, I can't even say enough good things about this RDA. But we're going to go ahead and jump back out now and vape on it and talk on it.
Alright guys, that was the up close with the Recoil from Grimm and OHMBOY OC. Like I said, guys, this is our first RDA, so we're going to just tackle this the best way we know possible,
yeah,
okay? So we threw a lot of information out at you guys at the up close.
Yeah. I wanted to do the build on camera because, as I said in the up close, I've seen a lot of reviews and read a lot of places where guys are like, this thing's great, but the build deck's too small, you can't put bigger builds in. That's just not the case. I mean, these are 6 wrap.
You showed me via video chat how to rebuild this deck.
It's not hard to build on.
And I never built my own. He always does my coil builds and everything.
It's like I don't understand the complaint because yes, it's smaller.
I've seen some of the RDAs you've had in the past, and they are way worse to build on.
It's smaller than something like the Goon or like the Twisted Message 24 or just a plethora of other decks out there. But you can still fit a good sized build on there. I mean, I've got 3mm. Interlocking aliens in here right now, and it's just it was super easy to put together.
Big shout out to Twisted Sister.
Big shout out to Twisted Sister. These coils are amazing. Just so you know,
I got some.
We have no affiliation with her.
No, we don't.
Out there, but these coils are awesome.
I always see her post up on Instagram. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try some of her coils, and you know what? A+. They are awesome.
They look like a dream. So anyway. As far as pros and cons go, I had to literally force myself to come up with a con for this. And I have 2, I think.
Okay.
But I'm going to go over the pros first.
Go for it.
Pros, build quality, top notch. There's no question there. This thing is put together so well.
I agree. With a novice like myself that can literally rebuild the deck via video chat.
The deck is super easy to build on. I love the staggered post. The build quality is phenomenal. Mine is like the first run. I bought this I think the day after it released. I got online and ordered one last year.
And I've just been bumming it when I'm looking for drip. I'm like, oh yeah, give me that.
Yeah, the O-rings are phenomenal. I love being able to drip right down through the middle, and I know that's a big thing for the guys that developed it. You know, they want to be able to drip right down the middle. Don't have to worry about juice backing out of the airflow. Everything. The tolerances on everything are perfect. Like the actual top cap, the secondary top cap, I guess you could say. The O-rings on everything are beautiful. the airflow, in my opinion, is
unparalleled.
It's genius. The way that they came up with the slanted airflow that goes down right to the bottom of your coils and then back up. Again, I try to build to where the coils. It was hard to show on camera, but I try to build to where the coils. Like, the airflow is coming right at the bottom of the coils. Like, I don't want it to be up here to where it's going all the way under, but I want it to hit right at the bottom and then right up into the mouth. And it's just, it's so smooth. It's so smooth.
I would say because the airflow for me, just personally, I think is the biggest pro to the recoil. And the reason I say that is because I have vaped on many of your different drips, and one of the biggest things I noticed is a wonky or a harsh airflow, and it was like, oh, you know, I swear, you know, but the airflow, it like hits you in the back of the throat almost, and I'm not saying that's always a bad thing. It's just that for someone who doesn't really drip, especially at those extreme temperatures. But with the recoil, I'm like, oh, dude, no, it's like I've been dripping my entire the whole time, man.
The airflow is beautiful, and it comes with the 2 caps. It comes with the smaller airflow setting. It comes with the bigger airflow setting.
Both work fine. I just prefer
the bigger one. The small. I like a little bit more of a restricted airflow on tanks, but on an RDA, I don't want it completely wide open. But I want it to have a little bit of restriction, but I still want there to be plenty of airflow.
Right.
And with the Clouds Bro Clouds cap, it's perfect. I got into a discussion with a shop owner up in Marion a couple months ago about the recoil, and he was like, I just don't understand what the hype is. That it's just a dripper. It's like, well, then I don't know what drippers you like, because this thing is amazing.
Like I said, this is part 1, in my opinion, of the 3 branches of the Holy Trinity.
Holy Trinity.
You have the recoil, the Twisted Message 24, and of course the Goon 1.5.
Yeah,
and
both of them. Really.
Both of them, yeah. Not the LP. I
haven't used the LP. Anyway,
but like I said, guys, this I think is just. I don't know. I have no issues whatsoever with this recoil. I guess if you really, really wanted to search for a con, you could maybe say the fact that there's no adjustable airflow. However, having said that, I don't give two fucking shits because the airflow is so smooth.
You don't need adjustable airflow. That was one of the big drawbacks when I first ordered this. I was like, man, I know it comes with the 2 caps, but the lack of adjustable airflow bothers me. And then the day I got it, I put a build on it and was like, nope, don't even care.
The airflow is so smooth, I just don't see where it would need to be restricted anywhere.
And the funny thing is now that since this has been on the market for a while, we're starting to see a couple other RDAs that are coming out with this like slanted tubular airflow, which is it's cool because it's a great design. I'd like to see more people utilize it. If I had to find a con, And again, I am literally grasping, talking on the phone all week at work with him about, like, dude, I don't have anything negative to say, but I came up with 2 small things, and again, I feel bad even mentioning them, but they're just, the drip tip, I would love to see a goon style drip tip on here, just because that opens you up to a world of drip tip possibilities. But thankfully, since it's released, they have released a ton, just different companies have released a ton of different sleeves that you can put down over this. So that addresses that. No big deal. I would like to be able to use some of my goon drip tips, but if I can't, it is what it is. I love the drip tip that comes on here. I'm not complaining about it. Just the lack of that option would be a very nitpicky and subjective con to me. The only other thing, and you already said it, would be the non-adjustable airflow, but we've already discussed that. It doesn't need it. So I can't even list that as a subjective con. Some people might think it's a con. Some people might think it's a con.
I just don't see. I mean, that's kind of like, I guess you could almost say, like, well, that's kind of like seeing, like, just a beautiful car, but it's like, oh, well, you know, I like it in that color, but you know, if it was blue, you know, it's just, it doesn't really fucking matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, super nitpicky, super subjective.
Again, I only say those 2 things because I had to find something.
It's funny that you brought the drip tip, because this is the first, like one of the very first drip tips in its stock form that I didn't mind the stock drip tip. Usually when I get a new tank or a new RDA now, I'm like, oh, fuck that drip tip. Okay. Put the epoxy one on, and I don't even dick with the stock one 9 times out of 10 after like 1 or 2 pulls. This one doesn't bother me at all, even a little bit. Like I said, flavor on this is spectacular. I got this at the Midwest Vapor Expo, where we actually got to meet Grimm and OHMBOY OC and everything, and I was like, man, they put I got an M-Turk build in there, and it was great. And that was one of the other things, pros for me on this that I wanted to mention, was the fact that I have yet to be able to put any kind of a build in this that wasn't, oh, good, just good. Yeah. You know, I thought maybe with a bigger set of coils in there, maybe it'd hinder something a little bit, but no, not even a little bit. And it's just, like I said, I
love the fact, and I forgot to mention it up close, but it is a 24mm RDA.
Right.
But the outer walls of the top cap reduce the build, the actual chamber inside down a little bit by a couple millimeters. But that just helps with the flavor, because it reduces the chamber down a little bit. And yeah, it's got that dome shape at the top, and the flavor is just amazing.
Like I said, the O-rings, great.
O-rings are fantastic.
Like I said, I don't get spit back. I don't have any issues with the deck that some of these guys seem to. Yeah. Like I said, my hat's off to, you know, Grimm and OHMBOY OC. I just think this is a great. This is my go-to dripper. Yeah. If I'm at home and this is what I'm throwing on my tank.
Yeah.
My mod half the time.
This is the only piece of vape gear, period, mod, tank, dripper, doesn't matter, that I've been using for as long as I've been using this one. Everything else, it's like, yeah, it's great for a couple months or a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, something different.
Something new comes out, I get it, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, we'll put that one in the drawer. But yeah, no, this one's, it didn't just come out for the video. I swear, I use this thing all the time. Again, been using it for damn near a year now. Yeah. And
well, I know he's happy that I ended up getting one, because, like I said, I would have come over here and it was like, oh, I feel like dripping. Oh, just give me your Recoil, you know what I mean? And I would borrow his, but now I have my own, and I don't even regret it a little bit.
The only other thing I would say, just keep in mind, for people that like to purge their coils, if you like to hit the button, blow in, and then take your inhale,
safety tip, kids.
Keep in mind when you do that, like just be like, notice where the airflow is. Like if it's where it's on the side of your face, it's no big deal. But if you turn it around the other way, it'll shoot hot vapor right in your face. Just that's just a tip.
I mean, but you know what? And like I say, especially on the drag mod, because oh my god, it's a drag mod, it's instantaneous. I really don't have to purge this dripper too much, so I don't really have that issue. But I understand what you're saying.
Again, just keep that in mind.
Like I said, guys, it's a home run hit out of the park for me.
Would I buy it again? Yes.
Absolutely. Oh, dude, yeah.
If I were to lose this, or if I were to break it somehow, or something happened where I didn't have the recoil again, I wouldn't hesitate.
Yeah, if the FDA steals this, I am sucking guys off in the alley to get another one. That's what's happening.
Going right online and ordering another one.
You know, not gay, I'm just saying I love the recoil. Just saying.
Do I recommend it to anybody that's looking for a good dripper? Absolutely. It's not the cheapest RDA. It's also very much not the most expensive RDA. You can find this thing online all day long for $60.
Yeah, I'll say $60. I think is a very legitimate price for
the quality you're getting. To me, is
considering we've seen some of these RDAs go for over $100.
Yeah. Like you have like the velocities and stuff
ridiculous.
that, in my opinion, aren't even that great of a vape for like $140, and I just don't see the point in that. But yeah, overall,
like I said, this might. I know I've used the analogy a couple of times, but this might truly be like the Jennifer Aniston of RDAs, because no matter how old it gets, it's still just so fucking sexy.
It's getting better.
I want to fucking shock her. You know, I mean, like that's what needs to happen.
So overall, I'm gonna go ahead and say 10 out of 10 stars.
10 out of fucking 30 out of 10. Man, I love this. I love this, and it's funny because, like I said, he's excited because this is actually the RDA that got me excited about finally dripping.
Right.
Beforehand, I was very much on the whole, dude, I don't know, I get a lot of harsh vapes off of RDAs, and I have my tank, and you know, I'm okay. Not with this. It was funny, the first week I had it, when I left for over the road, I was gone like all week long. And the only thing I could think, I'm like, man, I should have brought my fucking my Recoil with me, man. All I want to do is fucking drip right now. But
yeah,
like I said, guys, that's I think all we're gonna really have for this. Like I said, if there's anything on like an RDA review that you guys are seeing us miss, or something else you'd like to know, please leave a comment. Let us know. We're trying to improve, you know, but we're trying to branch out, because I notice a lot of our audience is a lot of almost just intermediate vapors. A lot of times, guys that aren't really comfortable dripping yet and stuff like that. So, like I said, we're trying to appeal to the entire spectrum of everybody out there. So, if, like I said, you want to know something or have a question, please leave us a comment. If you like the video, leave us a thumbs up.
Absolutely.
Please subscribe. Always appreciated. And like I said, guys, I think until next video.
Yeah, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at inbetween2beards. Hit us up with an email, inbetween2beards@gmail.com. And yeah, until next week, vape on.
Vape on, guys.